do you move up to next rank? It's 5, right?
I
Or is
believe
it
it's.
6?
I believe after your fourth advancement, you become seasoned.
Okay, so when you move to advance 5 is when you're or
No, when you get your fourth advancement, you move up.
okay, so when you're I'm just looking at the character sheet. So when there's a 4 in the advanced place, that's when it becomes seasoned.
Yeah.
Okay. I was sitting here trying to wrap. It's one of those things where it's like the, there's a name for what I'm thinking of. It's a statement that wow, I'm having a stroke. A statement that, depending on how you look at it, can be correct either way. It just depends on which part of the sentence you're putting the emphasis on.
Novice is advancements of 0 to 3, seasoned is 4 to 7, veteran is 8 to 11, etc., etc.
Okay.
So when you receive your fourth advancement, you are officially seasoned, and you can begin selecting seasoned traits and whatnot.
Noise. Hi, my name is Jonathan Gun Guy. I have gun, and I'm a guy. And I'm John.
Alright, what would be a good slide to start us off on? Ah, yes. We return back to our intrepid van destruction, where Plem and Angela had essentially very vigorously and violently asked a van of individuals who were kidnapping a young woman to pull over, and violently murdered most of them.
Well, technically, we only murdered one, and it was technically self-defense, so... Because the driver is still alive. He's injured, yeah. And then the other one, he was just an accident.
You haven't checked on the driver.
Yes, we did. Because remember, we went up, looked at him, was like, yeah, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Let's go.
Let me just resort to looking at the previous rolls. Let's see, that's a 1d4 minus 1. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh. Well, to be fair, he's not dead because we shot him. He's dead because the vehicle crashed.
Multiple times.
Well, yeah, it's his fault for being a shit driver. If he just pulled over, he would have been fine.
Yes, if he just pulled over while he's being shot at by grenades.
I mean, if he stopped, we would have stopped shooting. I mean, I'm just saying.
Clearly destructive Machiavellian logic.
Does he think he can escape a grenade launcher? Like, I hate to say, if someone shoots...
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, obviously, he's dead.
Ariki, you come across these 4 individuals essentially making a
Well, I was coming up as they were coming up, and I just raised my head and said I was medic and heading for the guy that was laying on the concrete.
Oh, wait, we're starting already? I gotta pee real quick.
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were starting already. I thought we were still waiting for Star.
She's at least another 30 minutes, if not longer, out.
And she can hop back in after her tasteful exit from the scene, as I will put it.
All right, just give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back.
Go pay.
They said it has to be cooled at a rate greater than 104 Kelvin a second, or the other components in it will grow too large.
Good.
Interesting.
Alright, let us know when you're ready to go, Slugger.
I am ready to good. I am consuming pepperoni.
Alright, let me just move this to another window, and there we go. We return to Plem essentially being flanked on both sides, though two individuals are more sort of accosting Angela and your would-be escapee. You hear, "Team Tarla, get on the ground!" Holy shit! You see the one of the female members of the team just kind of roll around the corner with one of her laser SMGs trained on you, and then she just kind of like lowers it down into a ready position as she like looks at the swirl of gore you've painted this once homey looking van.
Excellent timing. Suspects have been apprehended. The one armed who attempted to attack has been dealt with appropriately. One is in the front seat still, appears to be unconscious or possibly injured. Actually, hold on. What happened to the? You said there was one that was in the back before the whole dude taking a hostage thing that was dead, right?
One of them is at the very least unconscious on the ground. You have not checked him yet.
That was the guy in the back with the other guy, right?
Yeah, the other one you quite almost literally bifurcated with shotgun shells and 9mm.
Oh yeah, no, I know him. I forgot if he got also spaghettified in the crash or not. That was the thing I was trying to remember.
One got chunked out, which was the one I was going after. But I don't know if that was the driver or not.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, yeah, no, because fucking Angela dragged the driver out, didn't she?
No, I'm fairly certain she left him where he lay.
I don't know who the person outside is, then.
The person outside is the woman that Angela is currently trying to coax into being, sensible and able to talk.
Ah, right. So, back into what I was saying then, in character. So we have one suspect armed and hostile dealt with. We have the one here that is unconscious and uninjured. He has not been checked at this moment, but does not appear to be armed. And the driver as well does not appear to be armed because we have... Actually...
Hold it right there, son. You see the blonde-haired gentleman lower his laser rifle from your general direction, still in a ready position, but he just kind of like holds out his left hand toward you. You don't look like you're Triple F. What are you talking about as apprehension nonsense?
Simple. We're here to deal with the kidnappings. We have dealt with one. We have one currently intact suspect who may be able to provide more answers, but this group here, as your... Did I see the other two go over to Angela where she's at around the other side, or no?
You would likely have heard, at the very least, heard the footsteps and maybe a gasp or two from Angela and her would-be hostage.
Right. So, as the other members of your group, because I'm assuming that's what I heard before, around the other side, have found out, the woman over there was just kidnapped a couple blocks ago, some along those lines. We pursued, were able to get the vehicle stopped without any... What is the word for casualties that were not supposed to happen? What is...
And I'm sure all of the street bureaus are going to be so happy to have to deal with all this shrapnel. Look, you don't look like Triple F, so who do you work for?
Terminus Intergalactic. Pleasure to meet you. I am Prototype
Nice try.
Liquid
Who do
Extermination
you work
Model.
for?
Terminus Intergalactic. Greetings. I am Prototype Liquid Extermination Model.
I don't care about your bloody company. I want to know who you're working for.
I feel like I'm not understanding the question.
Well, you see, son, sometimes people are born, and then they head companies, and then they divvy out work to other people. Which one of those are you working for?
Out of character, am I misunderstanding the question?
Out of character, you are completely and utterly misunderstanding the question. You keep stating, like, the entity as a whole of Terminus Intergalactic.
Do they mean the individual that I've suddenly forgotten the name of?
If you've forgotten her name, would you like a reminder?
Isn't it like Isabella or something?
Correct.
I suppose... Oh, okay, right. Okay, I had to think about that for a moment. Direct supervisor at this time is Isabella. Those are the ones that have been providing current tasking.
Isabella?
Yes, representative of Terminus Intergalactic and whatever the other company was called, because now...
You're telling me you're working for Short Stack?
Interesting nickname, but it would appear you know her. Unless there's other short Isabellas that I am unaware of.
Alright, look here, Kilgore. You just interrupted a sting that me and the team here. He motions in a circular pattern as if to indicate everyone around you. You see Angela kind of like meandering away from the scene with her, with the woman in the yellow dress in tow, who's still whispering thank yous and promises of future repayment and potentially naming her future son after her and all other sorts of niceties as they essentially try to cheerfully make their way from this unfortunate misunderstanding that seems to be erupting.
The son she's not having with her date that left her there for 2 hours?
I'm sure you can get to talking to her at a later date. So look, you're really looking into the disappearances. You pretty much just killed all of our leads except for... Hey, Thomas. Have a look at that one. He points to the other man of the group. You hear the man who's called out, Thomas, give kind of a sigh. He's like, yeah, all right. He half-assedly seems to like kind of walk past you and give you a bit of a shove as he tries to get to the door of the van.
I feel like that wouldn't feel too pleasant to do that to just a metal dude. I feel like that hurt the shoulder a little bit.
Shoulder? No, he's like open palm, like kind of like lightly shoving you backward.
Rude. But all right.
He looks at the body and then he kind of half-assedly just kind of like prods it with his submachine gun. Well, he's not doing a group check, so he doesn't notice. And he's like, I think he's dead, Captain. Shit.
I'm assuming he's not. We're not talking about the one that's cut in half by bullets, right? We're talking about the other guy.
No, the one with the strange-looking helmet at the bottom right of this pictured image basically like walked around and basically confirmed to everyone else that at least one of them is very dead. The one that he's talking about and kind of like lightly prodding with his gun is the guy who's just like kind of passed out on the floor of the van.
So do I recognize that he's only passed out?
Give me a notice check for the scene.
Sure thing. I have lost my character sheet. There it is. Did that roll? It did. 5.
You notice out of the corner of your eye that he seems to be breathing. Though that doesn't do anything to alleviate his current unconsciousness.
Right. He is not dead. But that breathing pattern is a little bit abnormal. It may take him some time to wake up.
Oh, he's still alive. Shame. Sorry, Del DeRosa. No barbecue today. You hear a woman's voice from the other end of the van. Oh. I never get to burn anything.
If you're looking to burn things, Terminus Intergalactic does have a sale upcoming on new flamethrower models. The sale has not begun yet, might I add. It is coming soon.
Yeah, we'll hate to burst your little sales bubble there, but we already got one of more later models.
Well, thank you for your purchase.
Right, I'm just going to spill this out because you don't seem too personable. We are a member of the Bannermen.
Correct.
And you just fucked one of our operations over. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to follow up a lead. And you're coming with us.
I was probably going to do that anyways, if you do have one. So that works.
What? Why?
What? Because I have a task to accomplish, and if you have a lead, then that is a furthering to that task.
I wouldn't call it a lead as much as an inclination, but whatever.
Potatoes, potatoes. I believe that's how the saying goes.
You see the blonde-haired man kind of like look over your shoulder. Can I help you? He says this to Ariki.
I'm just a medic. I was going to see if I could help any of these individuals.
You see the blonde-haired man give a shrug and then casually look left to the pile of gore and the slumped-over form of the guy in the driver's seat. Be my guest.
And wasn't there one chunked out on the sidewalk too?
I'll give this to you without a roll. He doesn't seem very hopeful about his prospective interrogatee's current disposition of being alive.
I'll start with the first one closest to me and make my way through.
All right. You are somewhat begrudgingly allowed through. It's a tight space to get in through the open door. There's one man who's very clearly dead and one who's potentially dead, as the Princess Bride put it, I believe, lying in the bed of the van. What do?
We'll go and see if he is alive to start with.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Healing?
Let's see. What are the general... yeah, I guess that'd be healing. You kind of shuffle Thomas out of the way and get him into resting position. He's fairly hideous to look at, some misbegotten shape caused by some wayward xenobiology, no doubt. He has long, elongated ears, pointed. His skin is brackish and gray, and he has what looks like almost buboes festooning most of his face, but nothing that would overtly damage his health, other than like the couple bumps you see that are more likely related to traumatisms than anything having to do with, well, whatever this man was essentially either turned into or willed himself to be. He's still breathing, but you do manage to fairly well patch him up. He'd likely be expected to make a recovery in about a week.
Do you want me to try and revive him?
Revive? Like how? You got some epinephrine on you?
No.
I got 4 fingers and a thumb.
But I would imagine healing spell would work.
Healing, excuse me? What is it? They call something like new kind of smelling salts?
It'll restore a wound. Would that bring him back awake? Or would I need to do relief, which removes negative conditions or penalties?
I believe using a healing spell would allow him to regain consciousness. I assumed that you were talking like to the people around you while you said this.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I was like, do you want him awake?
And they seem incredulous and it's just like, what, do you have smelling salts or something?
Alright, I'll put my hand on him and we will do a heal. I'm not sure how casting works in this game, so.
Let's see. Let me look at your character sheet real quick.
But it is faith-based. It costs me 3 power points.
Alright, so under your list of powers, you can simply hit the button that says cast. Jesus titty fucking Christ, okay.
What in the actual...
I told you I'm a healer, but I'm kind of useless since nobody in the group can be healed by me.
As stated beforehand, thankfully Clem is not a construct, but Angela and Sammy's character, if she ever gets released, could potentially be healed by you.
Yeah, you can still heal my character. I know he's described as a Robo-Man in a sense, but he's his own custom race that doesn't have that construct feature.
Alright, let me move out the book and see what healing with the success with the raise, and so many raises, does at that.
You've accidentally ascended him to godhood.
I will say the crystal around my neck will glow when I'm doing this.
Removes wounds lasted an hour all. Success removes 1 wound, and the raise removed 2. The power may be cast additional times to remove additional wounds within that hour as long as the healer has enough power points.
Well, I raised twice.
You raised more than twice.
Oh yeah, the wild dice did too. So thrice.
No, let me see if I can make you understand this, Harry. So, success would have been rolling a 4. A raise rolling an 8.
It's multiples of 4, ain't it?
I mean, giving with a raise is typically as good as it goes unless you're rolling damage, but I already essentially rolled a 23, which I think is a success with like 4 raises.
Yeah, that'd be because a raise is at 8, so you start counting at 8. So yeah,
unfortunately, with how the power is worded, he can't get more than 2 wounds of healing from a single cast, but you still make this look absolutely spectacular. Yeah, these also modifiers that you can put on this, but none of that really matters at the moment, because they were not declared, and frankly, I think at least half of these have more PowerPoint requirements than you have. The crystal around your neck begins to glow an ephemeral, shining white, or whatever color of your preference. You touch the forehead. You touch the forehead of the man, and not only his nasty bruises, but the buboes on his head begin to like recede, as if you've given him like the world's best anti-acne treatment. He still looks faintly hideous, as his skin is like still gray and gnarled, but that seems to be more an abject part of his biology than anything else. He wakens with a gasp as he goes,
I would advise you to lie still.
He looks around. He looks at Thomas, who's holding an SMG now, like looking sort of almost overawed by the display of strange powers he's never seen before, and then kind of like slowly raising the SMG to be like level with his head. If you look yourself, you can likely see the blonde-haired gentleman who is renamed Nameless, kind of looking kind of slack-jawed. You see the 2 women on the back end of the vehicle just kind of like poking their heads in, and was like, holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Plum's just gonna look inside. He's just gonna give like a little polite clap, like a little golf clap, like, well done.
Plem, you would have never ever seen anything like this before. The closest
exactly. I don't know how to properly react.
Yeah, the closest you would have ever come is probably seeing like some like disassembled machine getting its like bits reassembled by like a doctor's chair.
Yeah, exactly. My processing functions are so overloaded. It is like, what is the appropriate response to something good? Golf clap. Just like trying to process what the fuck's happening. He's like, resort to default approval noise. Good job. Golf clap.
I'll move away from this one and then go check the third one. All yours, guys.
All yours.
I'm gonna make a will save. Hold on. Gonna be a group save. Fail. Never mind. You go completely unmolested as most of the groups just kind of like gawks at you, and then like snaps back to this now terrified individual being held at gunpoint, not just by Team Tie-Dye, but now Plem.
Correct.
Likely covered in the gore of his former compatriot, whose entrails are now slowly seeping closer and closer to his face.
Red is the new silver.
I don't think that's how that... You hear Thomas go, never mind. How can I help you, gentlemen?
I'll poke my head back. I advise you answer their questions.
They haven't asked any.
Not yet.
Don't worry, I'm sure they will. And then I'll go check the driver.
Just for funsies, I'm gonna do a spirit roll for this character.
For a hot second, it showed both ones, and I was like, "Oh!"
I'll be good. He tactfully raises, if they could be called that, both of his hands, palms up to the ceiling of the van, barely like leaving the safety of his shoulders, as he's essentially being held at gunpoint from several different directions.
I'm assuming the driver's dead.
With your healing roll for the scene, I will give it to you that the man has suffered such violent traumatisms that healing magic could save him, but it's likely beyond your power to do so.
I don't know. Did you see that 23 you just rolled? I bet you could do it again.
Luck is luck.
Yeah, luck is luck. Unfortunately, it seems for this man, his has run out, as he has experienced such violent traumatisms that you believe that several parts of his brain are now leaking out through parts of his nose.
Never mind.
In layman's terms, he is most assuredly dead.
I think this person's eggs have been scrambled. I'll step out of the van.
I don't
Yeah,
think we need to know about
maybe we'll
eggs.
talk about breakfast later. You see the blonde-haired man kind of like look over. He's like, "Hey, you looking for a job?"
Sure, but nobody seems to be offering at the moment.
If you can do that, I can't imagine why. Now then, you. He points at Plem.
Hello.
You don't have a short stats questions. Go on. You ain't
Oh,
going
yes.
anywhere.
First things first. What group or the language is failing me all of a sudden. Brain fart. What group or other entity are you affiliated with that is doing these kidnappings?
I'm from the militia.
Which militia? Please give full name.
Are you new around here? He looks at the blonde man and then to Thomas, and then Thomas just shakes his like,
For the purpose of clear recollection, so that there is no confusion in later reports, please give the full name of the militia you are with.
The Malakian militia.
Excellent. Why were you kidnapping this woman?
Because I was told to.
By who?
My boss.
Who is your boss?
He looks around, weighing his options.
You saw what they did to your friend beside you, correct?
Yes, he's in multiple pieces.
I can't put that back together.
Irie, would you like to make an intimidation check?
I don't know if it's intimidation or just truth. How about persuasion?
Well, let me put this in perspective. You literally just pointed out, yeah, these guys are going to kill you if you don't. I don't think that's persuading. I think that's literally just pointing out obvious threats.
I don't have intimidation.
You can. I will allow you to roll on skill.
I don't even see it.
If you click on the let's see, it should be in here, right? Hold on. Healing. Yeah, it's just under healing intimidation.
Mine says notice under healing.
If you click on the button next to skills, that'll actually open up the full list of skills that are available to the players. Though some are more specific than others. If you're going by a certain rule set, we're currently doing the generalist rule set. If you do not currently have any skills, it just sits there unchecked and counts as an unskilled check.
Intimidation's got a red X.
Exactly. You do not currently have any points in intimidation, which means you're making the skill roll unskilled.
What the fuck? Woo! That wild card. Hell yeah.
Okay, that is a success with 3 raises just casually. Clem, you feel a casual chill go down your spine as you see this smiling half-elven woman just give you the briskest and lightest smile as she just plaintively explains all the facts of how horribly fucked this man is.
And I didn't realize I could feel chills.
Oh, you can. You're not a construct.
I have an enviro weakness to cold. That's why I'm like... Oh. I've legitimately lost body temperature.
Stop it. But anyway, as you give that brief glance in Ariki's general direction, you then turn around to your misfortunate captive who begins to softly sob in the back of this van. Let it go.
Luckily for you, you are in a state of going home, eventually. But that is as long as you answer the questions, as our short little friend is... No, please stay with me. The sooner we get this done, the sooner we can get you out of this. Yes. Who is your boss?
Ohannes. His name is Ohannes.
Ohannes. Excellent. Do you have a description of your boss?
He's a fat, balding guy.
Species and race included, please, if you wouldn't mind.
He looks like what I was turned into.
Excellent. Do you have a current location or whereabouts?
He's hanging out in the sewers in the Y block.
Sewers in Y block. Excellent.
Yeah.
That seems like a very good basis to go off of. I don't suppose any of you four have any other questions you need to ask or would like to.
No, that seems pretty open and shut. You coming with?
Are you talking to me or the other one?
Yes.
Yes. I do have a job to do, after all.
That's good. You have a name, too?
Yes. Prototype... Yeah. Sorry, I choked on a pretzel there. Prototype Liquid Extermination Model 19, or PLEM for short.
Your name is Plum?
PLEM. Like plum, but with an E, and pronounced PLEM.
Alright, Murder Man. Here's the deal. We're gonna go head that entrance X into the sewer system. You wanna come along? You're essentially subcontracted. How about you, He looks at Ariki.
Are you paying?
Oh, we're paying.
Hired.
You got a name?
Ariki. Ariki Ko.
Well, it's a lot easier to say than Plem. Alright. Well, I'd say that we're done here.
The third of us might also be a good option to join. She was, after all, responsible for getting the vehicle to stop in the first place.
Third one?
Yes. The other one, over there, with the woman who was kidnapped. 2 of you walked past her, I believe. Angela?
I didn't get her name. I figured she was just a friend of the hostage.
Well, Angela is good at making friends, so that is probably true at this point.
So let me get this straight. Are all three of you working for Short Stack?
No.
Angela is. This one here is not. Yet.
I believe the one you call Short Stack basically blew me off. And so has the corporate recruiters and the hospital in, what was it, A block?
Really? Did you tell him you could do that? You see the blonde man point to the weeping man in the back of the van, just kind of huddled over into the fetal position with his hands over his face, sobbing.
Yes, the ones in C block for corporate just, they're like, oh, we don't believe in type of healing.
I mean, did you ask to prove it?
Oh no, I was ushered out. That was, we don't hire your type.
You see him snigger. Well, their loss is my gain, I guess. Alright, you see him slide the side door of the van closed. Alright, Del DeRosa, finish it. You got it, boss! You hear from the back of the van. Plem, unless you wish to intervene, you basically hear the man very faintly as he's now essentially having his voice come through like the back of the van. Can I go home now? Ah! And you see Del DeRosa essentially light him up with a flamethrower.
Deserved. Fun fact, I lied. Oh my god. There are fucking, what's it called, down the wazoo right now.
Now let's see, how much damage would that have done to this character? Let's see, he has a toughness of 4, so that's at minimum. That's at least minimum like a wound. Yeah, it's like 2 wounds. Yeah, he's dead.
Or at least back where I'd put him started.
Oh no, he's very dead. I'm not even rolling vigor for this. He's now on fire, screaming and unconscious, and he's slowly burning to death. And then you hear both of the rear doors of the van close, and then they start meandering away. Well, if you're coming, you're coming. Oh yeah. You see the blonde guy look back. Name's Cliff, by the way.
Greetings.
Nice to meet you.
Cliff as in the bar?
Excuse me?
Never mind.
Yeah, whatever. He brushes it off and then continues meandering on down the path.
Do you all not have transport?
We did, but we were setting up this baby. You see after about a half a block that there is actually a metal spike strip that's essentially like half bollard, half spike, stemming out of a part of the causeway of this particular section of the city, or not the city, the streets.
So if the chase had kept going, we probably would have run into it, or is it like just the completely wrong road kind of thing?
If the chase had continued going on, that poor driver would have had to not only deal with you, but 4 destroyed tires.
Fun. I'm just going to be kind of wheeling the bike along. I'm not going to be riding it, but just kind of walking it along as we're heading over to where that spike strip is.
As you're walking along, you'll see the brown-skinned woman kind of look as like, "What is your transportation situation?"
2 feet.
She looks to Plem.
I have my Terminus Intergalactic motorcycle. It's Tim.
I wasn't aware Terminus Intergalactic made motorcycles. But, well, I suppose that, you can ride with him. A Fordo is cramped as it is. As you pass into an alley, you see a tarp-covered vehicle. They take off the tarp, and you see it's essentially looks like a almost a cross between like a dune buggy and a roadster.
I approve.
They essentially hop into the vehicle past some pipes, as opposed to opening like a door. We'll wait for you here.
Wait for us where?
Here.
He rolled his bike with him.
Yeah. I brought the bike with. I just wasn't riding. I was kind of doing like the walking along.
As far as I remember, was it Angela or you that had your bike in the parking complex?
Angela.
Ah, excuse me.
Yeah.
All right. Excluding all of that nonsense for then. All right then. Feel free to follow in behind us. The vehicle then roars to life and then begins making its merry way into what you can only presume to be is either X or Y block.
Then I'll go ahead, make room for Riki to hop on, and we'll start following.
All right, assuming that Ariki rides in back, and you make your way.
Yes. I just realized, probably should have mentioned to Angela, hey, we're going to Y Block in case you want to follow. But, yeah. Actually,
Well,
I have her number, I think, so it's fine.
Well, if you wish to do so, you are free to make any number of stops at any number of the lights that are along the way, or you can do it when you reach your destination.
We'll do it when we reach the destination.
Okay.
And I gotta do a driving check, right?
Nope.
Sick.
Do you need to check my all thumbs?
All thumbs is a pretty heinous hindrance. All considered, vehicles aren't just going to explode in your presence.
Yeah, well, this one's the minor version, evidently, but still.
Even then.
Well, I also have the robot in front of me, so...
Is the all thumbs hindrance like figuratively all thumbs or literally all thumbs?
Well, essentially, consider this. Ariki desperately needs to make some repairs because everyone else is unconscious. Ariki has to do so basically at a -2 for all her repair checks.
That doesn't sound too fun.
Alright, Ariki. Roll repair to disarm this bomb.
Disarm the bomb. I'm pretty sure I'm arming the bomb right now.
Let's see. -2 penalty when using mechanical or electrical devices. If he rolls a critical failure when using such a device and it doesn't already have a built-in effect, it's broken. If the GM feels it's appropriate, it can be fixed with a repair roll in 1d6 hours. So yeah, essentially, unless Ariki is using something slightly more complicated than her phone, then there's a decent chance that she'll just like pick up a scanner or something. It's like, okay, so how does this work? And then she accidentally snaps it in half or something.
Ah, yeah, that would make sense.
If she critically fails or some nonsense, which it's not the easiest thing to critically fail, but in the case that you do, well, the -2 helps. Not that -2 in any way, I believe encapsulates into critical failures. That said, you make your way into what looks like X block.
What looks like or what is X block is the question.
Sometimes it's difficult to make the transition. Most of the buildings are stacked fairly high, compact, and the ceiling is obviously artificial.
And there's no like sign like "Welcome to X block."
If there's
Just
any
like Y block,
signage
but
that
X.
indicates which actual block you are in, it is either minnable or at the border, and you more than likely missed it, which is not inherently important, as you still have your navigational devices on you.
Oh, right, so I can just figure out which block I'm in anyways. Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. We'll figure out what block once we get there.
You are corralled into what seems like a dimly lit teal hallway. Some sort of maintenance shaft or something of the like for an exterior or a secondary protection against the vacuum of space, which is an ever present danger even on stations such as this. Most of the city structure and all the services and whatnot are typically conducted in the inner circle, as it is has much greater protection against the elements or the lack thereof from the vacuum of space. And these maintenance hallways, while not as inherently protected, are still generally fairly well maintained and upkept, typically by synthetics. That said, you don't tend to run into very many of those, even as you're wandering around through some hallways. The metal is loud and clacking as if everyone in the group is wearing platform shoes. Your armor certainly isn't helping. You're making quite a bit of noise.
A shame. Anyways.
Eventually you come to what is essentially a sealed bulkhead. Cliff turns around and addresses the rest of you. Alright, Del DeRosa, keep that thing primed. Kishna, I want you on the flanks. Thomas, yeah. Stop being a fuck up. Oh, fuck you, boss.
Oof. That's
You
rough.
too. You packing?
Correct.
Yes.
Good.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Yeah, whichever one's quicker.
Easy solution. Bullets are fast.
You see Cliff hold up his laser rifle. He's uniquely the only person in the group who seems to have a long gun that isn't primarily based on fire or a submachine gun. He hooks up the one of the ends of his buttstock up to what looks like a hose that is essentially festooned on his person. It attaches with a hiss. Alright, I'm good to go. You see Thomas and Kishna, or at least the woman you assume to be named Kishna, both essentially unpack and then attach what looks fairly similar to magazines into what you can only assume to be some form or brand of laser submachine gun. While the previously named Del DeRosa just kind of sits there with her arms crossed with a equally crossed look as she just has her flamethrower just lean against her form as she leans up against the station. What are the both of you packing?
Simple. Uzi, 9mm. Vertical. Double barrel shotgun. 12 gauge rounds.
Either a stun gun or a 22.
I forgot that's what you had.
Well, you got what you got, and I ain't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
What is a horse?
Equestrian creature, four-legged, long neck,
So a giraffe.
a shorter neck.
So I'll probably go with the stun gun because at least maybe that will stun them because I think the 22 will just make them mad.
Okay. The bulkhead
Although-
is opened, and you see Cliff and the gang essentially start breaching through as if they were pretending to be professional about this, or that they'd much prefer that their armor do the talking for them. They sort of casually gate in as they walk into the breach, weapons up and ready.
How long did it take travel-wise?
About 12 minutes.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I did want to make sure that it still happened, because I know we talked about it before the driving started, but still, when we arrived, I did send that message.
Yeah, you get your communique off to Angela. She wishes
Okay.
you luck.
Well, that's interesting. Anyways.
Do you tell her any particulars about this colorful group you found yourself a part of?
Yes, they are giving us jobs. We are subcontracting for them. And we have leads on the individuals doing the kidnapping. So if you're trying to do your job for Isabella, this is the place to be.
Is that in totality of what you've told her?
Basically, if you want to do the job Isabella's given you, this is the opportunity to do so. And also, they're subcontracting us. So
You get a brief
Come
message
here.
back that's just OMW.
nice.
And then a secondary message about a couple minutes after that. WRU? Question mark.
The sewer.
Alright. You type the sewer, and then there's a couple minutes pass after you see that Angela's clearly viewed your message. And then the 17 different vomiting emojis follow forthwith.
We are in the sewer, right? I didn't mishear you.
You are currently in a maintenance access maintenance access hallway, which will lead to what is presumably a chemical treatment plant, which acts as a sewer.
Correction. The maintenance access tunnel to the quote-unquote sewer, which is also evidently a chemical treatment plant. Sorry.
You get okay as a response.
Do I have a label for which access tunnel this is, or?
There's
So I
enough.
can-
There's enough decent amount of signage where you can essentially point out specific tunnels and whatnot, and your GPS can generally point you to specific sections of the ship. Though there are general advisories that only officially licensed maintenance personnel are allowed to go here and there and etc. etc. Not that anyone in the station seems predisposed to law, order, or really to stop you, save perhaps the flannel freedom fighters.
Yeah. But I would point out which one we're in, I guess, just using the map then.
You do so. All right. Continuing on for about several more minutes, you make your way into another dimly lit, another teal hallway. However, this one is pockmarked by almost strangely stone-adjacent material. It feels like concrete when you plot across it. However, if I can get this... There we go. It feels like concrete, but it has the texture of stone and also the general look to it with a bunch of cracks everywhere, as if this has been poured hundreds of years ago and then left to stew in itself in somewhere with a very high earthquake rate. All right.
Well, this is certainly a path.
It sure is. All right. Lem, there's your character. Ariki, there's your character. Unless you wish
Can I track
to...
it?
Unless you wish to harangue about how in marching order you're in with the rest of the group, then we're good to go for the rest of the scene.
Let's see here. To be fair, they do have flamethrowers, and those are usually front-leading weapons. So,
One of them has a flamethrower. The rest of them are equipped with 2 laser SMGs and a laser rifle.
so I'll probably be behind the one that has a flamethrower, since mine are technically more CQC than the other ones.
When everyone is ready with their positioning, feel free to let me know.
Okay, which one has the flamethrower again? Is it this one or?
Delderosa is the one in the front left, the chick with the strange helmet.
All right, so I'd be right there on opposite side then. Because the thing with flamethrowers, tactically speaking, or actually, would I need to roll? Would it be battle to know that? I mean, it's common sense. A flamethrower, like, you don't want things getting too close, because then they block the flame.
Mechanically speaking, a flamethrower in this game will fire in a cone. Like, for instance...
I can't grab mine.
You can't grab yours? Okay, let me check permissions. Can be edited and controlled, players' journals. Okay, I guess... Irie, can you drag your character's token onto the battle map yourself? Does your work now?
Yep.
Alright, I guess that'll just have to be the state of affairs from now on. Alright, is everyone happy with their positioning?
I am, yes.
Okay. You make your way into what effectively passes for sewer in this station. A large sort of river of what appears to be and smells like heavily chemically treated water. It's a pungent stench, though thankfully one that appears to be far and away removed from anything of the general stenches you've come to associate with stereotypical sewers. Though it's a very pungent odor, it's more akin to walking along in a cosmetics aisle or some house cleaner, an aisle with a bunch of household appliances or cleaners. So not pleasant, but it's not necessarily going to cause gagging in any bit of the near future. Or at least, so you hope. You trek for what feels about a mile before you come to yet another section of this large mire of chemically treated water that is sectioned off by a bridge. It's not a raising bridge or anything, it's just another stone crevice. You've likely passed another 2 of these by the time you've gotten here. Let's see, these people's pace is a pace of 6. As you continue down the way, the light, or the very dim teal light that effectively allows you to make your way rather easily in this general section, doesn't necessarily begin to dim. However, if the both of you will make notice checks, you may be able to see that something may be awry.
I hope an 11 sees something.
Okay, both of you got success with a raise. Clem, Ariki, both of you seem to notice that several of the sections of lighting along the left side of the wall constantly seem to flicker in and out for whatever reason. And some sections of the wall seem to have just gone completely out entirely, but are being covered more by other sections of the lights.
So the lights are slowly going out one by one kind of thing?
It's not that they're going out like in unison or in sequence, it's that some of them are just like slightly less powered than the others, or have their power connections interrupted, like they're on a dimmer switch or something, and some are just outright off from the get-go, but they're being sort of concealed by other lights in the area. The lighting is not necessarily very powerful, but very frequent. And that this particular section is in such a state of disrepair, or at the very least on some small level of tampering, it's certainly noteworthy. For further clarification, you notice this essentially happening like from here to here.
Power fluctuations in a specific area would only really be... Does it... Are there like visible wires along the walls for these lights, or are they kind of like the embedded in the wirings behind the walls kind of thing?
There are no visible wires or wiring that are jutting out from this side of the wall that you can see. However, with arrays, I will give it to both of you hear the sound of scratches.
Hearing the sound of scratching, Clem's just gonna pause and just immediately left face to look at the wall and just kind of analyze it. Is there any evidence of like things digging at said wall, or like, as an example, someone had taken out like a hole of concrete and refilled it back in?
Currently, no. It's very light, but cacophonous. It's very low pitch of sound, but it sounds like a bunch of skittering coming from. It sounds like either another section of tunnel entirely, or just like at the under end of this wall.
Can I give it a quick knock just to see if it's like hollow on the other side?
All right. Do you do this while walking? Do you completely stop and just look about base to the wall and just start going?
Oh, absolutely. Just like the second that noise hears, it's just freeze, left face, stare at the wall for a moment, and then just give it like a good hard like one knock or two just to kind of tell if it's hollow.
All right, Ariki, you see Plem seem to notice the same suspicious sounds that you notice. He gives it a very, very suspicious glare and then gives the wall a couple pounds. Cliff and the rest of Team Tie-Dye don't seem to pay too much attention to this, but they do stop to kind of gawk at what Plem is doing before Plem either gets back in line or he explains what he's doing.
Does it sound like it's hollow at all, or is it just kind of...
It still sounds like it's just another section of metallic wall. It hasn't been breached or doesn't sound hollow. Although, you do notice that the sound doesn't tend to carry as well as it usually does.
So, like, it's a different material, per se, than other bits of the wall that we've come across.
No, it's still relatively the same material, but it has a slightly different sound to the reverberations and how they work.
So the main thing is there's definitely something up with this wall. This particular section, at least.
Some of the lights have mysteriously seemed to have either gone out or been tampered with in some way, but though likely not on this side of the wall.
Something is different here. Noises, power fluctuations, unclear whether tempering or just misuse, but the combination of the two, given the environment we're in, nowhere else, except for this section of wall, do the lights look like they do over here, do they? Are there just like random out sections everywhere else, or is this like also very unique lighting wise for how it's like dimming out and whatnot?
Could you phrase that question again, please?
Basically, so the section of wall that we had noticed was acting weird. Is the lighting, like, because you're mentioning, like, oh, like, it's kind of like on a dimmer switch, some random bits of lights are out. It's not like that anywhere else on the other walls we can see?
Correct. On the other opposite side of this river of chemically treated water, what you hope to be water, or some fluid of any description, there is nothing that you can visibly see that has affected that particular section of the wall. However, the only areas that seem in any way affected are localized to this area that you're currently passing.
Which wouldn't make sense, because if this tunnel was actually falling into disarray, the entire tunnel would be... Something here has been messed with. Something... Do we have a map of these tunnels that I could check and see maybe what is on the other side of this here?
You have what effectively acts like a GPS. However, it will unfortunately not point out anything that seems to be wrong with a wall.
No, but I mean, like, in terms of the map, so, like, I'm looking at the map from top down kind of thing on the GPS.
Okay.
What would be off over here while looking at the map? Because, like, I can look at where I'm at in the tunnel. If I were trying
according to this particular section of the not the ship, the station. This should just be a normal sort of T intersection with a stone bridge.
So we're hearing noises back here, but the GPS doesn't point out anything back here. So something's... Alright. So... Plem's gonna go ahead and start sharing his findings. He's doing like a full investigator bit. Like he's tapping on the wall, checking a GPS, and like looking, and then looking back at the wall. There's a space behind this wall somewhere that is not revealed on the GPS. There's evidence of tampering or other issues with the lights only in this particular section of the wall that we do not see anywhere else. Call it a hunch. Something is back here. If I were trying to hide out, I wouldn't just be in a tunnel. I'd be somewhere unmarked.
Don't have many places to run a station.
Not many. Unless you make one.
That's some kind of explosions joke.
No, that is a subterfuge, stealth, and sabotage joke. Well, technically not a joke. It is quite legitimate. There is, more likely than not, some kind of hidden space off in this general direction. And he gestures towards the wall and will, like, specifically point out how, as you had said before, the lights only kind of act strange in this one section, and then will point out along all the other walls that are, like, mirrored across that don't have this problem, and then also try and shush everything down for a second so they can listen to the kind of skittering, scratching noises that are behind the wall.
You hear Del De Rosa say, "Oh, thank God, I've been waiting to burn stuff all day."
Didn't you just burn something earlier?
Yeah, but that was then. This is now.
Fair point. Time is dynamic, not static.
Alright, let's keep moving.
Round the corner, it's just a tsunami wave of rats that are upset with me for upsetting their tea time.
Just out of personal curiosity, is this just like a black screen for all of you? Or do you see like any indents of anything?
I can very faintly see like the edge of the wall along the bottom of these squares, but then beyond
Okay,
that, it's just black.
let me just, here we go.
Yeah, there's a triangle I can see now.
So I can kind of see the bridge here. I can see the water down.
There you go.
Oh yeah, there's some brick wall.
Yeah, you see another section of what looks like almost like faux stone masonry just going off in the direction that you were presumably continuing to head to.
No other strange spots like the one we ran into?
Not yet. However, as you get to the edge of the stonework, with your prompting and warning, Cliff raises up two fingers. He looks at Thomas and Del De Rosa meaningfully, and then he points to the general direction of the bridge over here. Both of them begin moving. Let's see, their pace is 6, so I'll say that they go here.
I got a bad feeling about that bridge all of a sudden.
They don't have enough time to get a decent, spread or anything, and there's no really appreciable cover except for the wall that Plem is currently using. Also, let me just geometrically reveal this wall.
I have a sneaking suspicion I should have advised them on tactics. The tactic of going on the middle of a bridge in the middle of a long-ass, or what I presume to be a long-ass tunnel, probably isn't the smartest of ideas.
And one of them was wearing a flamethrower, but that's then and this is now.
That is also fair. To be
All
fair,
right.
he did do it pretty fast before I had a chance to react, but that's besides the point.
You were free to react at that very moment that he does it.
I'll just be like, are you sure that positioning is wise, given the fact it's a tunnel?
Yep.
All right. It's on his hands now. Sound of mine on his. Flamethrower lady. She's gonna get eaten by a crocodile, ain't she?
All right. I'm just gonna reveal. Section of map.
There's no crocodile. I'm surprised.
Oh my god, I hate doing this without my fucking entire screen pulled up, and these cards aren't helping. There we go, just making sure that all the walls and stuff are visible for you to know where like all this geometry is going.
Oh, right. Like, I can tell there's a hole or entryway or something in the wall right
Yeah,
there.
you'd be able to poke your head around and see that there's like some obviously like either blown out or chipped away part of the wall now that there's obviously not supposed to be there, according to GPS.
So I was correct. Also, just because I now thought of asking this, how many feet are each of these squares?
We're gonna say that each of these squares is effectively one pace.
And how much is one pace in regards to the range of weapons?
A 1-to-1 ratio.
So one pace would be... So 12 paces would be the 12 range for the Uzi, as an example.
Yep, your range for short is if you would work measuring stick.
I guess I should get the Ruger out then.
Okay, for whatever reason, the new menu has decided to be a bastard. And despite me having tested this thoroughly and rigorously, it has decided to break now. Wait, there we go.
Just so weird.
Yeah, Plim, your range would effectively be up to here for short range.
Okay, so 12 squares. All right, so short. That's already decent. Okay. So each square is one increment for the range. Gotcha. Okay. God damn, so that means fucking 48 would be... Oh my god.
Yeah, guns.
I mean, that makes sense, but still. Oh.
Now, guns are strong. Don't get me wrong. But there's a reason why they gave very unique melee edges that allowed them to screw over the action economy in this game.
That is fair.
That said, after seeing very little still movement and seeing Delderosa give him a strange, like, hand sign where she splays out her fore and middle finger and separates them from her ring and pinky finger, he then motions for Keisha to start moving her way past them. And we need to make a run roll. Where's run? Derpity derp. That's the pace button, pretty sure. She's not done her PT today, so she's very chubby. All right, she gets 1 additional inch.
Hey, it's all right.
All right. Do either of you two do anything?
I'm gonna start basically moving down, hugging this wall, kind of doing the whole fucking like leading with the shotgun thing. So it's like he's got his little double barrel in one hand, Uzi in the other. He's basically like hugging towards the wall, just pointing it at that gap, basically. I just realized I don't know how movement in this game. It's any different than.
What is your pace?
Pace is 6.
All right, you can move 6 tiles.
Ah,
And if you want to run, you essentially make a pace check, which essentially is just you click the pace button next to your drive stats.
all right. So it's 6 squares. So that'd put me right there then. We're not gonna run yet, because if I'm going closest to the door, I don't want them to know. Because if they're being loud, and we're sneaking up on a hideout with some guys,
It's very hard to be quiet in this particular section, or really in this entire section of the station at all. The stone floors basically make it so everyone is kind of wearing essentially like platform clown shoes. All of their gear is clacking against each other.
Can I attempt stealth just to see if I can? I mean, I am a little bit of a special fella, if you know what I mean. I could see if something.
You may,
works
but I will essentially inform you that unless you're trying to make a check for everyone in the group, they're not really making any attempt to be stealthy, and they've probably already been made if they have.
The thing that I want to happen is that if some dudes are about to come rushing out of here, because these guys are making noise, that's pulling sound from a different location. So eyes are going to be more focused down towards this end, and if I'm hugging this wall and I can get up close enough, it'll be kind of that thing where they won't see me except in their peripherals, and that's when the registration kicks in and they won't have time to stop their forward momentum, and then I can just fucking BAM! You know? It's like a sleight of hand, but with people. You pay attention to the big, loud, noisy thing to the point of where you don't notice the softer, silent thing getting way closer to you than you realize.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
Ooh!
All right. Well, I think it's about time for the big reveal, unless Ariki is just content to stay in the back.
I'll just go to the corner.
All right. Cliff will move up 3 paces.
The big reveal. The water was actually a rat.
The cacophonous sound of the skittering grows closer and closer, but now, interspaced, you hear what sounds like the sloshing of waves, and the teal lighting doesn't exactly engender adequate vision onto anything underneath the surface of the water, when suddenly, from beneath the surface of the water, you see hundreds upon hundreds of these strange, krill-adjacent, hideous creatures just begin fucking crawling up, and you hear Delderosa yell, "Krill!"
What the fuck? Well, that's not what I was expecting.
Nobody expects the Krill Inquisition.
No. I could safely say they do not. How large is a singular krill, just so I can better put this in my mind?
They're about the size of a child's fist.
Oh. That's a lot of krill, and they're coming down the fucking water?
Yep.
Ah. Are they coming out of the water?
Most of them are.
Ah. What is the... So are they I'm assuming they're probably responding by opening fire immediately, right?
Alright. From the depths, hundreds of these little cretins seem to just festoon themselves from the chemically treated water. They don't make much of, like, anything resembling a battle cry, but the sloshing of waves essentially drowns out any of the cacophonous chirps that they seem to make as they begin drawing closer. And that's going to be initiative.
Fun.
Alright. Draw 1 card for all players.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Initiative isn't a rolling thing. I forgot about that. I was looking around like, where the fuck is my initiative stat?
Alright, I am now going to go ahead and reveal this area here so that we have somewhere to put all these cards.
I mean, you could probably put them like... Oh, well, that works too.
Team
The
Tie-Dye will be
cards,
going on the 8 of diamonds.
I have a 6 of clubs.
The Krill will be going at the 5 of clubs. And you know what, just to be helpful, I think I know exactly what I'll do here.
You're gonna leave like a krill token above one of the what's it called or something. Awesome, I like this plan.
I'll go ahead and put Riki there. What'd you draw, Irie?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Inside roll 20, you should see a card above your, essentially your portrait.
A 2. Spades.
Okay, go ahead and put that down on the battle map. I'll just put this here. Okay, so it looks like the order is Team Tie-Dye. It is going to be Plem, the Krill, and then Ariki. I'm going to make 4 individual shooting rolls.
Oh, that wasn't great. That wasn't great either. That one's alright. That one passed.
All right, so let's see. Cone of the flamethrower. We'll say 25 degrees.
God damn.
Let me look up the flamethrower rules real quick.
It's a krill broil. That's exactly what we're doing right here.
Area effect attacks.
My name is John. I hurt people.
There we go. Now the dice roller's finally working. All right, so that's standard deviation. Okay, of those 3, she's going to attempt to hit 3 of those krill. Ah, that's where their thing went. I had to refresh, so the entire browser decided to crash. Hold on. Technical difficulties. And because this is an area of effect attack, they actually have the chance of dodge. Alright, this is a group check, so one of them passes.
1. That is some sad damage.
Unfortunately, it seems like their immersion in the water is making it so that the fuel is, despite deviating slightly, just not killing nearly enough of them for it to make an impact on their numbers.
Ah.
Let's see, who's in order? Let's see. Okay.
Oh, that 6 might do something.
Alright, one of the krill is shaken.
Ooh.
What am I going to use for shaken for the rest of this entire setting? This one seems good. Oh wait, never mind. That's she gets bonus damage because she got success with the raise. Never mind. That's that pile of krill is dead.
Oh.
Let's see. That's a basic success with shooting. So I think that's fumigator. That's 10 damage. That's enough to that is just enough to deal a wound. This fucking pile of krill gets absolutely mowed down by a couple well-placed shots. And it is now Plem's turn.
Nice. So, I know with the chase scenes, the thing is like if you did multiple actions in the same time, it would be weird. But does movement count as an action? Like, if I were to scooch forward a little bit so I could have more targets in range.
I believe how that works is running is an action. However, you going your standard pace is a free action. However, if you wish to do multiple actions, you will incur a cumulative -2 penalty for every action past the first.
Right, okay. I just want to make sure if I were to walk forward my normal pace, would that cause any problems for me shooting? check.
It would not. It would essentially be you walking up and then you saying, "Okay, Spoon, I want to shoot this guy 3 times." I would say, "Okay, do shooting roll, do shooting roll -2, shooting roll -4."
All right, so we're gonna move right there. 4. Wait, that's 6, right? Yeah, right there. Okay. So we're gonna move up because we're gonna fuck up some shrimp. We're gonna go ahead and start off with our good old 2-gun kid, and we're gonna start off with a shotgun going towards these guys, and we're gonna do the. Hold on, I gotta expand it again. I'm gonna choose to do the double barrels so that the damage is higher. Or actually, no, we won't do double barrels yet, because for all I know, these guys are a pushover. So shotgun, and because it's a shotgun, they add +2 to the shooting rolls. And I'm going to be shooting at that closest krill pile right here.
All right, that's a basic success.
All right, then
What are you shooting it with?
the shotgun, the double barrel.
Okay, never mind. That's a success with a raise, actually, because you're at short range.
Nice. I like how I still managed to get an 8 right there, is that? Even though one of those was a 1, but... Yep, there's that.
That is 13 damage. I believe you deal at least 2 wounds. This krill has been put on the Barbie.
Nice.
I would roll
Alright.
bigger for these, but who cares? They're krill.
Yeah, nice. Alright, and then we're going to follow it up. The next closest shrimp, I think, is that lower one. Hold on. 9. Oh, well, I guess they're relatively the same distance. We will go for... We're going to go for the one that's closest to the rest first. So we're going to go for that fellow there. Yeah. So we'll go ahead. We're going to fire with Uzi. So we're not getting that +2 now. But we're not getting any detriments because of the 2-gun kid. And we're going to do only rate of fire 2, which I think is 5 shots. Right?
I believe rate of fire 2 is 10 shots. Let me look.
That's what to say, because normally the Uzi's rate of fire 3, and when I mag dumped it was 10 shots down, but...
And of course, that's one of the things I didn't put on my giant table of combat rules.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Sure thing. I just want to point out that I'm listening to violent rap while this fight's going on.
Is there any other kind of rap?
Yeah, there's like calm and romantic rap. It doesn't sound that good, but it exists. You also have mumble rap. That's just kind of, hey, I got money. Hose on my dick. I got money. That's basically the entire rap.
Let's see, you have rate of fire of what, 3? 2?
I wanted to fire it at 2. Because
Okay, rate of fire of 2 is 5 bullets.
Okay, yeah. I think 5 bullets at a small swarm of krill would be a good response. Because a rate of fire 1 would just be 1 singular bullet, right?
Okay, make 2 attacks.
Alright. One of them's at a -2, right? Because it's the second shot.
Well, you have 2-gun kid, so I believe this actual attack comes at no a real penalty, but the second attack has to deal with a recoil.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's the second attack has to do with recoil. Well, there's the first one. And then second one will be at a -2 for recoil. Yeah, -2, that's right. Oh, it's a damage time.
Man, they're gonna need more krill.
I'm gonna assume that hits.
Yep, that's success with a raise and success with a raise.
Just fucking spraying wildly into the crowd, and it's like I'm accidentally popping headshots on every single krill.
I mean, they're so dense that they're basically like submerging themselves when you've killed enough of them. You basically just whirl around and you just bring out your Uzi. Alright, well, thankfully you have the bonus damage for that first one, and the second one, yep. So you're going for this one?
Yeah, that's correct. I was going for that one right there.
Yeah, he did.
I'm assuming there's an edge that allows me to do like a fan fire where instead of just shooting at a single target, I could spread the rate of fire over like a cone or something.
I believe there's a rule for that, but I've been trying to find it for a long time. You can basically just do like an area attack, which is like suppression.
While I wait for my next turn to come around, I'll see if I can find it. But that sounds like something I may have to try if this is how well I'm rolling right now of shooting. But yeah, I do believe that's my turn.
Alright, so the krill will then begin making their move.
Excellent. Bullets are effective.
And whenever Ariki gets back, she can take her turn.
Oh, I'm staying here.
Alright, do you wish to aim or take any other actions?
If I can switch to the 22, I can shoot.
Absolutely.
Maybe. Nope. But I'll have it out.
You can make it with a range of at medium range, which I believe is like a -2.
My range is 10, 20, and 40.
Yep, he's within 20 meters, so that means he's within medium range of you.
Okay. I guess I'm not understanding the tool right.
Let's see, range penalties, none for short. Yep, medium is -2. So that is a success. You pop one of the piles of krill with a 22. Go ahead and roll your damage. Let me hear a bunch of loud chittering as this pile of krill is stopped in its tracks as they're trying to get to you. one of them getting one of them in the giant pile essentially gets like giant hill or English is hard. A hole drilled through them. All right. Do you have any more actions, Irie, or is that for top of the round?
I don't know how many actions I get.
If you announce them beforehand, you can get up to 3. However, each one gets a cumulative -2 penalty. That is to say, your first shot would have been normal, then a -2, then a -4.
Yeah, we'll just stop there.
All right, Ariki satisfied that you've brought the hurt down with your dinky little 22. We go back to the top of the round. I am going to delete these cards and deal out more. Six of spades for the team tie-dye. Unlucky for the Krill, they have 3 of hearts. I assume with 5 of diamonds is Ariki?
Yep.
Okay, I'll put that next to your token. Flem is lost to us.
Yeah, I don't see any of the cards once once you move them. I don't know where they go.
There we go.
Are you?
Oh, they're farther down.
Oh,
Never
okay.
mind. I wouldn't scrolled that far down.
That's fine. Yeah, that stuff was all black anyway beforehand, I'm sure. Let's see. It looks like team tie-dye, then Ariki, then Clem, then Krill. All right. Team tie-dye is going to attempt to make another series of shooting rolls. Elderos is going to fire her flamethrower. She is not going to fuck it up this time. She's going to select this Krill, and this Krill. Because that's how her effect attacks work. They get like up to 3 for some reason. So one of them is having a bad time. Another one is also having a bad time. Yet another Krill is having an egregiously terrible time. I wouldn't be surprised if we never rolled like this ever again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is a little bit whack.
By the way, this is why having hirelings is important in Savage Worlds.
Yeah, because
Or at the very least a flamethrower.
I could see why if it was only the 3 of us, we would have been so fucked.
And this was without me doing bullshit like allowing them to take multi-attacks. That is a fail. Success with a raise. And success with the raise. Okay. One of Kitchener's shots goes horribly wide, but luckily Cliff and Thomas are there to pick up the slack. Did I pick up the slack? I meant shake one of them. Oh wait, no, that's success with the raise. He gets bonus damage. Goodbye, Krill.
Oh.
And because of their success with the Rays, that is also another goodbye Krill. And that is all of Team Tie-Dye. Ariki, you're up. The one you shook is still trying to slowly crawl towards Plem. What do you do?
We'll try to shoot it again.
Aw, snap.
Finna blast.
Let's see, at a -2. Yeah, success on the wild die. Alright, you managed to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Well, unfortunately, you don't get that bonus damage, but you managed to shake him again, which gives him a wound, so I'll roll Vigor for him. You hear a as this pile of krill falls into its chemical-laden depths. Plem, to your immediate left, and I probably should have done this earlier, my bad. Thankfully, none of them seem to have noticed you yet, despite the massive amount of gunfire. We'll go with that as my cover story.
Ooh.
You see a large festooned hive of krill in a burrowed out or through section of what looks like this particular part of the station that was supposed to be just thick and filled with mechanical components.
Ah. So we're gonna do about 6 paces back, because I'm now thinking that if we have a flamethrower right here, and they want to torch all these guys, the flamethrower is going to be pointed this way, which means I am in the path. So we're going to move 6 back. Back onto the wall right there. And he's gonna go ahead and replace the spent shell in his shotgun. And Plum's just gonna gesture over to the hole and make like little fake shooty motions, trying to stay quiet so that we don't draw all of them in while he's in the middle of reloading.
Okay. Plum takes his action to reload, and I believe that is top of the round.
Yeah, I guess so. Because I'm assuming this was for specifically the crowd of krill that were out here.
That's basically for all krill.
Ah. I'm still trying to track down this spread fire thing.
Yeah, essentially it's basically just in an area of effect you make things make a I think a spirit roll or something so that they have to skirt towards cover. And I think if you get success with a raise, you can also cause them to shake. Or something of that equivalent. Alright, 4 of diamonds for the krill, 6 of hearts for Team Tie-Dye, ace of clubs for Clem. And 5 of spades for Ariki. Alright. Clem, you can go first or last.
I will choose to go last, actually.
Okay, Clem chooses to go last. So, Team Tie-Dye will... Team Tie-Dye will begin, scurrying up. So I'll just say... That is cone.
They approach in a cone. An ice cream cone.
Alright, they're going to move up at the usual pace, and Elderosa and Thomas are going to take their actions to aim.
Nice.
Ariki, you're now up. Do you wish to do anything?
I'll move.
Okay.
Okay. I'm definitely not getting in front of them, so.
It's a good tactic for a healer. Don't be in the front. Oh, just seeing the entire krill blob move this way was a little bit freaky.
That was the intention, yes.
The blob.
Alright. Clem, do you wish to do anything?
Is there a hold action thing, like in D&D, where it's like, I wait for them to approach here and blast them?
So here's how holding action works in this system, I believe. Essentially, you can state, I do not wish to act this turn, and then you can act at any point you wish during the next action phase.
I'm assuming I can't do that if I move.
I'm going to say for the sake of brevity, because people are probably going to, use their free actions as much physically possible, and so that actions don't get so convoluted. It's just like, well, I wanted to use this battle roll at the start of everyone's next turn, but if I don't move, I'll get crushed by this ogre. Shit like that. So I'll allow you to move.
Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna get real close up on this corner. I probably can't see around the corner yet, but
no,
that it's good enough for me, I think. Yeah, that's 6. All right, yeah. Then I'm not going to do anything action-wise, so that I can choose to, I guess, interject next turn, right, with actions at some point. Does that mean I don't get an action card and I basically get to decide?
That means you keep your action card, but it doesn't really matter because you can act at any point you want during the next turn.
Ah, okay.
Okay, top of the round.
Uh-oh. And that's a 2 of hearts.
And that's 2 of clubs.
Oh.
Alright, now I need to look up club order again. Let's see. The countdown. Ties are resolved as spade, heart, diamond, and club. So the krill still go last.
Goddamn. These krill are getting shafted right now. Can I just say that?
Man, these disobedient humans are sure getting shafted by the Emperor in 40k.
Yeah.
Starting to feel like what this is starting to feel like anyway. Let's see, top of the round. That is either Plem, you can act whenever you want, or Ariki can do her thing.
Can the act whenever I want thing, can I use that to, like, interject in the middle of something? Of someone else's turn? Like, say they do a movement. I can then go, alright, before you do anything after that movement, I'm interjecting.
Yeah, essentially I can say, like, alright, these krill, like, fucking move up to here, and you say, the fuck they do? I shoot him.
Okay. I gotcha. So it'd be like they move here, but then I immediately get to take my action before they're able to do anything else.
Yep, or you could do a battle roll to improve everyone's, like, shooting skill or something. Okay. Or really whatever you want.
It's in a blast. I'm not interjecting yet, but I will let Ariki take her turn first.
Yep.
I don't see anything. I'm not moving past them, so
I mean, I'm definitely standing there with weapons pointed towards the hole in the wall. Like, quite
Yeah, but
clearly
I'm not
ready to
going up
blast.
there. I'm not that crazy.
You can go on the bridge. I mean, gotta remember how long that range is, you know? Like, that's short range right there.
That's
That's
medium for me.
range.
Yeah, but your range is longer than mine.
Oh, the pistols are shorter?
For the
Yeah,
most part, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll stick here.
Okay.
So you're gonna do the no action interjection thing as well?
I believe he's
I'm just
asking if you're holding your action or if you're just.
I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Okay. Riki chooses not to act. That's fine. Okay. Team tie-dye unless Plem wishes to interject. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have the two of them roll pace checks.
Man, they are not doing the greatest on the runs right now.
All right. Del Deros is going to open up with Henrietta. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, too bad they're not doing a group check.
Uh-oh. What's that mean?
These people are not wild cards, so they do not benefit from the wild die, so they can't use that group/critical check because I'm not having them all just fire the same weapon at once.
Ah.
That's a fail.
Because they're extras, right? That's what
Correct.
they're being counted as. What the fuck? That is 3 motherfucking 8s in a row.
And here comes Cliff with his suppression check, which I'm just going to say automatically succeeds. Jesus Christ. You know, he's going to have to fucking fire his weapon, but, yeah. Okay. Elderos is going to choose 3 of the krill to fire at.
Oh!
One is charbroiled. One is extra crispy.
Whoa!
And one is flambéed, assuming that they do not manage to dodge.
I may need to purchase a flamethrower for myself.
One of the krill gets out of the way.
Oh no.
Another of the krill manages to avoid being flambéed.
Oh, so all that damage, but it's just getting nullified. Well, I guess that one maybe not.
The flames spew out and only just barely catch a couple of the krill in the front ranks as they start continuing to spill on forth, but one of the middle ranks of krill just begins to eat it and then starts just burning in the center.
Oof.
And let's see. I'm just going to call this a group spirit roll. How much did he roll? Yeah, that's... I'm going to go ahead and say that because of his astonishing bullshit roll, that most of these krill are shaken.
Did you hear there's going to be a Highlander reboot?
Nonsense.
Huh.
Henry Cavill.
I just got his fucking fingers and everything nowadays. All right.
And John Wick director Chad Stahelski will helm it.
All right, Clem, if you wish to act, now would be the time.
Yes, we are. So, fucking, here comes Plem, who basically, if I just step right here, can I fucking see him now? Or do I have to step one more around the corner?
Yeah, you can see him.
Alright.
You're essentially using the wall as cover.
He basically does the fucking thing where his like back was up against the wall and he steps around, just both weapons pointing down range, and we begin to blast. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, so we'll... It doesn't particularly matter. Oh, hey. There's one. We'll go ahead and level shotgun at this fellow here. We're going to start off with a shotgun blast. And that's going to be a +2. And it is in close range. So that there's for the shotgun.
Alright, that's a success with the... I think that's a success? That's a success with the raise. That's a shooting where I forgot. You're not fighting against his parry.
Sick. Alright, we'll go ahead and do our damage. Oh, that wasn't great. Fuck it, I got bennies. I'm gonna use a benny to reroll that damage. I can do that, right?
You absolutely may. Go ahead and just hit the reroll damage button.
Yep. Give me something better. I will take 7. 7 is better than 6.
Alright, you deal 10 damage against his toughness of 4. Which is just enough to deal 2 wounds, even if he wasn't already shaken. So which krill are you decimating?
So I was shooting at this one with the shotgun since it's closer.
Okay, well, that's enough to do 2 wounds, so goodbye.
Oog. Alright. I wasn't able to find the fanfire thing, so I guess for the rate of fire thing, I could probably just do a rate of fire 1, because that'd only be 1 bullet, right? And then I'd...
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Screw it. I could probably pop off a single shot at that guy right there and then spook him and kill him. So this guy right here that I just pinged is getting that rate of fire 1 from the Uzi. And thanks to Two Gun Kid, I don't have to worry about a double action problem.
Success.
Alright, we're gonna follow that up with damage. I'm gonna use another
Right,
buddy to
you meet his toughness, which means he takes a wound.
Oh.
Which means he dies.
Oh, so that actually does kill him.
Well, thankfully,
Okay.
because thankfully, as Cliff was just absolutely unloading and essentially suppressing this general area, he caused them all to be shaken, which opened them up to be just weak enough to be killed by being shaken.
Ah, okay. So it was just kind of like the swarms like bobbing and weaving the shots a little bit or trying to stay low to the ground, and it's just like one singular Uzi shot just pops like the little gang leader of the Krill swarm or some shit, where it just fucking plows through a ball of them or whatever.
All right, go ahead and mark the one that you destroyed, and then I'll get him off the board.
This one right here.
Goodbye. All right, I believe it's the Krill's turn, unless you have more actions.
No. Actually, I could technically shoot the shotgun again, right? But that would result in a -2 penalty. Am I wrong?
Yes, and in future, I would request that you make sure that you announce all these actions beforehand.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I'll shoot the shotgun again. Fuck it. It doesn't. So
Okay, you're essentially doing this at a flat roll because the shotgun's bonus is canceled out.
Yep, exactly. That was just about to say. It's because -2 and then a +2. So just flat shoot. 7.
That is a success.
Damn it. At that closest fella there. He's not having a good day.
Deep in your heart of hearts, you can almost swear that you hear the krill that you just ruined the life of go.
It's all I imagine is the first shotgun blast here, instant target transition to this guy over here, instant target transition back with the shotgun over here, and just.
All right, it is now the krill's turn. I'm gonna roll to unshake. Fails. And success. Despite being shaken, Krill can still move. And let's see.
Krill! Ooh, there are a lot of krill. Hello.
As the saying goes, you appear to have stirred up the hornet's nest. That said, it is now top of the round. I will now get rid of these cards. Ace of Hearts for Team Tie-Dye.
Not bad for 10 of hearts. I dig it. I dig it.
9 of Clubs for the Krill.
Cool. Ricky's sitting back there just fishing from the water. Just vibing.
Pretty much.
Just trying to see if anything's coming from any other directions now.
Riki's fishing with a 22. You know, the classic. Alright, so Team Tie-Dye gets to choose first or last because of Ace. So I will decide that they go first. So Elderosa is going to go over here. He's going to go here. He's going to go here. And she's going to go here. Don't go wide, flamethrower.
It's time to get
All right.
roasted.
SMG. Unlucky.
That flamethrower is coming in clutch.
Yeah, just watch all the krill just magically manage to dodge this time again. Let's see. Did that shit roll off? It did. Yep, that's a basic success. Let's not hit the notice button. There we go. Okay, looks like Cliff got a fail for once in his life. All right. The krill. Let's see. I'm gonna just basically state that these three in this pile here that you can see, Plem, are gonna get it. And by get it, I mean they get to athletics check to see if they dodge. Fail. Fail. Knock knock. Who's there? Fail.
License to Krill, more like license to die.
Plem, you hear a hissing sound on the other side of the wall that doesn't sound too pleasant.
Is it the sound of multiple krill getting turned into barbecue?
It's a krill in the process of getting barbecued, but apparently Henrietta's shot went a little bit wide on that one, as it's not entirely engulfed in flames yet, apparently.
Ah.
And let's see, who else got a hit? I think it was Thomas. Alright. The screeching abruptly stops as the noise is put down by a small burst from Thomas's SMG. And that is Team Tie-Dye's turn. It is now Plem's turn.
Excellent. It is time to cause harm. All right. So, just to be clear, so if I do a reload action on the shotgun, my following shoot action will have a penalty to it, right?
Reloading is considered an action, but I'll allow you to continue firing if you wish.
Wait, what?
Reloading is considered an action, so if you wish to queue up multiple actions, all I allow you to do is at the cumulative -2 penalties.
Right, okay. That was just the main thing I was double checking. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a reload action on the shotgun, followed by shooting of the Uzi, and then followed by shooting of the shotgun. Because then it'd be a -4 on the shotgun, correct? And only a -2 on the Uzi?
If you were firing the Uzi without reloading it, then that would be... You would fire it with no penalty the first shot.
Well, no, I'm reloading the shotgun.
Right?
Oh, so it's only a penalty for the shotgun.
You have two-gun kid. That's how that works, right? Let me read it real quick.
I was about to say, I think it's only if allowing her to fire or throw a weapon in each hand as two different actions, but without triggering a multi-action penalty.
Yep, I'm going to call that a different action as it's in one of your hands and you're not reloading it.
Okay, cool. So then I'd be able to just do... So the shotgun would only have a -2 penalty to it then.
The shotgun would be neutral and then a -2 on your third shot if you decide to blow both barrels.
No, I'd just be doing a single barrel.
Okay, the single barrel would basically be at a flat +0.
Sick. All right, so we do our reload. We're going to go ahead and hit... I'm just going to call targets now, but we'll hit this closest guy here with the shotgun, this furthest guy here with the Uzi.
Okay.
So technically it doesn't matter which order I do it in, right?
Not really.
Okay. We'll go ahead and start off the shotgun on the closest guy. That is a
Kerblam.
5.
Basic
Close
success.
range.
All right.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, guns.
Just literally maliciously reloads shotgun, pops another bundle of krill, gets ready with the Uzi. Oh. I don't like that. We're going to Benny. We got the Bennies for a reason, and I plan on using them. All right. Let's try that again. That's better. Again, I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing this right. So a 5 is a connected hit, right?
A 5 is a basic success as you have passed the threshold of 4.
Perfect. Okay. I should have said this, but it's only a rate of fire 1 because I'm not too concerned, especially since I'm shooting at a shaken guy already.
Okay. Let's see, that is just enough to get his toughness, and so he is wounded, which means that he is now dead.
Nice. Strategy. All right, and I will say that's my turn. Terminus Intergalactic will be pleased with my efficiency at killing krill.
Speaking of krill, it's Krillin time.
Oh, there are a couple more krill around that corner than I thought there were. What the fuck?
Unfortunately, you were completely blindsided by the amount of krill that were just pouring out of the entryway from from position to strength, as they would say. They whirl around the corner and they attempt to defile you with their feelers.
Rude.
Thankfully, you are not the only one getting it, but they are going to be making fighting checks against your parry. No. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's a group check, so they don't get that. Nope. Alright, all of them completely and utterly fail to do any real damage that isn't superficial, as they all attempt to essentially wriggle and crawl their way up your bodies.
Meat is insubstantial against the metal.
This is also happening for Del DeRosa and Cliff.
They're
not having
just
a great
shaking them
time.
off like, ugh, gross. Gross. What increases your parry? Just so I know for future reference.
I think there's like... There's a few edges that do it. I know there's like two that are called like block and very good block or something equivalent of that. It's basically like +1 and +2.
I did see those. I was just wondering if it's tied to an attribute or anything at all.
I don't think so. But it might be tied to like specialty edges, especially for like melee people.
I'll look into it later.
Okay. That is all the krill, so Ariki. You're now seeing a giant army of hideously misshapen krill now begin to attempt to essentially surround themselves around your compatriots. What do you do?
I will step forward 1 block. And we'll plunk the one beside him.
Okay. Success on the wild die.
I think it did.
Blem, you see a tower of krill attempting to essentially like form some sort of meat mech as they try to reel back their arm of krill, and you see the arm get dismembered by a 22 round that pops past your head and completely dismembers it, and then causing the krill to all fall and immediately die from the small fall that they all take.
That is a good point. Did you know that arachnids and spiders could literally die from a height of like 2 feet?
Yep.
Fun.
Alright, Ariki with her smoking barrel has decided to completely and utterly eviscerate one of the piles of krill, although several different piles remain and they're still getting much louder.
The harm assist.
Yeah, but, you know. There's somebody up there with a flamethrower, so I'm not too concerned yet.
Problem being that the person with the flamethrower is now in melee.
Don't worry, I'll solve that problem.
Alright, will that be all for your actions there, Ariki?
Yep.
Alright, top of the round. Let me deal out some cards.
That's a good card. I like that card. Oh, that's perfect. As long as I can go before the krill, we're good.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's a Joker, isn't it?
The krill have drawn the Joker. They may act at any point in initiative, and they receive a +2 to damage and action rolls, and they also receive an additional Benny.
That is rough.
Alright. The krill, completely and utterly discontent with being assailed in such a manner, began attempting to surround Plem.
They will attempt. They will fail.
Well, that's unfortunate because now they're starting to receive benefits.
Oh, for surrounding?
From that, too. Let's see, the first one will be making a fighting check at +2. Despite having a +2... Wait. Yeah, that's not indicating the +2. Did I put it in? I did. Whatever. Regardless, I don't even think they beat your parry.
No, my parry is 4.
Your parry's 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they meet your parry, so now they have to roll damage.
Which they're trying to break my toughness, right?
Essentially.
Good luck. Here's the point where you start getting random fuck off damage for no reason. It's like, ah!
Alright, let me just check the damage of this. With the +2 because Lamau Joker shenanigans. Alright, what is your toughness?
11.
Alright.
+4 armor.
Despite, let me look. Okay, that was actually accounting for the +2, so now I remove that. Oh wait, no, I won't because they still have the +2 because of Joker. Yet they failed to do any appreciable damage. However, the following Krill now has a +3 because now he has a Ganga bonus. Your parry is 4, correct?
Correct.
Alright, so he has penetrated your defenses, but has he penetrated your armor?
So what is the difference between armor and toughness? Is that just like the...
Toughness adds to your armor.
Ah, so like, since I have armor 4 and then toughness 11, it means a total of 15.
Basically.
I
Alright, so these Krill did not get a success with a raise, so they do not get that bonus damage, thankfully, which would have been really sucky. So I believe 10 does not penetrate your defenses.
No.
Excellent. Okay. This final unit of Krill basically is an auto hit, but do they penetrate your... Nope. Thankfully, they are not a group. Otherwise, that would have sucked.
Yep.
However, they still have a chance of doing dumb bullshit with their Kilimanjaro roll. Uh-oh. Okay, thankfully, despite rolling d4s, this writhing mass of the heinous genetically modified krill are just completely and utterly suffusing and surrounding your body and completely failing to find purchase. They bite, they nip, they scratch, and they scuttle everywhere. It's disgusting, but you're more than well equipped to deal with such heinous creatures. Unfortunately, potentially your companions are not so lucky.
This is how I would imagine the Terminator would deal with fighting a swarm of locusts.
Let's see. Wait, am I rolling for... No, that's the krill. That just gets through her parry. And fails to penetrate good old Cliff. Okay. Delderos is having a bit of a tough time and having to splay things off of her, but thankfully I don't seem to have penetrated any of her armor or defenses.
That's good. I like the flamethrower lady.
Alright, top of the round past the krill as they've effectively gone, but, well, let's just move up the rest of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What the fuck is that?
Alright, you don't necessarily see this Plim, but when you do, essentially what you're looking at is a giant amorphous pile of what looks like breeding krill. Hive mothers.
Gross. I'm gonna kill them soon.
Very gross. Okay. So, let's see. Heart or clubs? I believe heart goes before clubs. I will defer to my chart. Spades, hearts, diamond, club. Plem, then Irie. Or Plem, then Iriki.
Are there downsides to me trying to shoot these close by piles of krill, I'm assuming?
There are. I believe you receive a downside for melee. I don't think you get like attacks of opportunity or anything, but I think you receive like a -2 penalty at minimum. Let me look.
Because I feel like a shotgun shouldn't have that problem, but who knows? I'm...
Ranged weapons in melee, 104. May fire ranged weapons when engaged in melee with a few caveats. The attacker may only use a power or a one-handed ranged weapon, such as a firearm no larger than a pistol. When in melee, he may not fire rifles or other long arms. The TN is the defender's parry instead of short range as he struggles, wrestles back and forth, etc. If attacking a non-adjacent target with a ranged attack while in melee, the attacker instantly becomes vulnerable.
So if I'm targeting the ones that are next to me, I'm rolling what now?
So you can only use a one-handed ranged weapon, such as a firearm, no longer larger than a pistol. For this instance, I will say that, yeah, you can use a sawed-off shotgun, but the Uzi's going to be a problem.
I don't know. I feel like the Uzi's probably smaller than the shotgun, if anything.
It is
But...
modestly bigger than a pistol.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess you'd have to try and figure out whether it's the distinction of a micro Uzi or whatnot.
I'm allowing the sawed-off shotgun because it's sawed-off.
That is fair. Let's
So you receive no penalties, but you have a caveat of, like, for instance, if you wanted to shoot at these krill, or these krill, or whatever the fuck this thing is, then you would instantly become vulnerable.
Okay. So what is the TN then? That's the other part I guess I was trying to figure out.
The target number, I believe.
Okay.
Basically, instead of trying to shoot a traditional ranged attack, you were instead attempting to defeat their parry. So if someone was like a really experienced melee fighter and they got up on you, all of a sudden that check is looking a bit harder.
Okay.
Thankfully, these krill have a parry of 4.
You're right. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna, if I do a shoot, reload, shoot, will that second shot be at -2 or 0? Because of the...
Okay, so how I would see this is working is the first shot goes on at a +2. You reload, which is your second action, and then your third action is at -4. So that would be a -2.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and first of all shoot at... So these 3 in this little L shape are considered the ones adjacent to me, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The ones at the end of the corner, which I can assume you see because I just use basic bitch Fog of War, is basically just so you can see that it's there.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead. We'll blast this one first, reload, blast this one second.
Alright. Suck it to me.
Here we go. The first one's at +2. That's a 6.
Alright, that's a basic success.
Blast! What?
Did I say basic? I mean blasting.
It's just like fucking gun kata, like smacks the meat mech of shrimp just to blast it in the chest. All right, and then we reload, and then the next one will be at a -2. You said.
You give the pimp hand to one of the piles of krill, as then you then just scatter a bunch of buckshot into the ground next to you as the giant base of the krill essentially goes toppling down, and the rest of them seem to die or become incapacitated. Incapacitated. What's your next action?
So it was the reload.
Yep.
And then we're blasting the one to my character's south.
Okay, that'll be made at a -2.
Hey, it's
Let's
fine.
see, that is a success with the race. You will get bonus damage on your damage. You needed it. You needed it a lot. Okay, let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You deal enough damage to deal a singular wound. The krill have decided that dying is the better part of valor, and they scatter to the wind.
So many of them got hurt by it that they just absorbed into the other swarms.
They wish.
All right, and I do believe that is my turn.
That is the uncool group of krill. All right, Irie. It is now Ariki's turn.
Blast.
Oh, we'll Benny that.
You can do it, Ariki, I believe. We've been having ridiculous bullshit luck all night. Yeah, success. Alright, which one are you shooting?
The one by Flim.
Alright, unfortunately that's not success with the raise, so you don't get enough damage to completely and utterly obliterate one of these piles of krill, but you do manage to shake him. The shot rings out and then echoes against the stone tile as it then goes into one of the piles behind it, causing them to start screaming and hissing hideously. Would you like to do anything else?
Nope. I'm happy where I am.
Alright, Team Tie-Dye finally got to go. And let's see. Well, a flamethrower is decidedly bigger than a pistol. So they're not really much for options. So what Del Rosa is going to do, she's going to pull out her laser pistol, and she's going to start firing wildly. She somehow manages to miss the giant pile of krill that is currently encompassing her entire crew.
Hey, at least she didn't get a 1 or 2. Otherwise, she would have had to deal with fucking what's it called?
What, dropping her pistol?
No, the 1 or 2 for gunfire is civilian or bystander. Casualty.
That's for shotguns.
Oh, is that exclusive? Oh, well, I'm fucking stupid. Never mind.
Don't worry about it. We're learning. All right.
Yep.
So Del Rosa just flails and fires wildly by trying to get the krill off of her. Cliff is going to attempt a melee attack. Basic success. All right. I didn't really make anything for melee. I didn't think they'd get this far.
Were you expecting them to die?
I have learned that it is important not to have expectations with the side characters. Let's see. D8 plus...
Oh!
Alright, Cliff most definitely makes these krill catch hands as one of them is thoroughly and utterly stomped to death.
Nice.
The group behind began basically volley firing over the shoulder of the compatriots. That's a basic success. And apparently Keisha is just having a really, really bad day.
Depression.
All right,
Ooh.
success with a raise. The krill in the back line is decimated. And top of the round. I will delete these cards. I will do a shuffle on the action card deck, and I will deal. Oops, sorry about that. All players.
Nice. I'm fast as fuck today.
All right, top of the round. It's all you, Plem.
All
You have
right.
one round in the chamber and a whole lot of hate to give.
All right. So the issue I'm having, right, is what I want to do is I want to shotgun blast this guy, kill him, and then now be able to use my SMG on some other people and lay some hate. But the issue I now have is if I'm calling my actions beforehand,
Correct?
if it's reliant on something happening in the turn, like say, in order for me to be able to shoot this Uzi, this guy has to die. If he does not die, would I have to then change what actions I'm using?
So here's how I'm going to rule this. Like, say you wanted to do something that's like, okay, I want to shoot this krill, but then I want to go up to here and move over here, assuming that this thing is dead because of my sheer awesomeness, and then I'm gonna call this krill a dumb mother. And then you list those as your actions. Well, obviously that, indicates that this krill has to die. In the assumption that that krill does not die, I will allow you to do your actions as normal from the position that you're capable of doing them in, or just having them fall off into the ether.
Okay. So, I guess the prime example would be is that I will shoot him once. If I kill him, it's Uzi time on some of these other Moes. If I do not kill this one with the first shooting action, I'm going to attempt to stomp him. And if that kills him, then I'll use my Uzi to shoot one of these Moes. And if that still doesn't kill him, I guess I'll try and stomp him again. And that'll be my 3 actions.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep, shoot, murder.
Perfect. All right, we're going to go ahead and start by blasting. So that first blast of the shotgun still gets its +2, right?
Correct.
Alrighty. So here goes that first blast. It is my Biden blast.
That is a basic success.
Nice. I forgot.
Alakablam!
Kawami.
And just like that, it's goodnight, Crowreen. Once again, the buckshot scatters against the tile as it completely and utterly sweeps away a giant swath of krill.
All right, we're gonna follow it up with a rate of fire of 2 on this little blobby right here. It's 2-gun kid, so there's no detriment for this second action. This is coming from the Uzi. 4.
Basic success.
Oh, but then I have to do the -2 for the second shot, right? Because of the recoil. So then,
You do as many shots as your rate of fire allows you. Yep.
Yep, so it'd be a -2 for then the second one. 5. Sweet, so both hit.
I think recoil is like a -1 per shot.
Oh, is it? Earlier we said -2 per shot. That's why I was going -2.
Yeah, that's per action.
Oh, earlier we were doing it for recoil for the rate of fire.
Yeah, rate of fire is like its own complete separate series of actions. Basically, like rate of fire 2, you make 2 attack actions for everyone after the first. You have recoil to deal with.
Ah, okay, so it counts as 2 attacks.
Yep.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to do like rate of fire 2 on this guy, then rate of fire 2 on that guy.
Oh, absolutely, as long as you still have ammo.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. So rate of fire 2 on this guy then. Both of those hit, right? Because both are above 4.
Okay, second action, that's a -2. No, wait, not that your second hand. So, yeah, basically both of those are basically made at no penalty except for the recoil. That's a basic success on both of those.
Sick. So then we roll our 2 bits of damage.
You deal enough damage to shake.
Oh!
And to finish.
Nice. And then we'll follow it up by blasting that fellow right there. So then this one, because it's not a different weapon, this one starts off with its -2.
Correct. This series of shots is going to be made at -2 and then a -3 for the second shot.
Okay. So the first one at -2, that's a 5.
That is a fail.
Huh?
Wait, that's -2. Yeah, that's fine. You got the basic success.
We got bamboozled for a second. I was like, huh?
Yeah, my bad. I can't see like the D8 -2. It's all just like white text to me. So I just assumed that you weren't like adding all the numerals. And I was like adding in my head. I was like, okay, that's a fail. And then I look over it in the mouse. I was like, oh wait, it already accounted for the -2.
Oh, this
but...
one's a fail. The
Oh
second
yeah,
shot's a fail.
that one's absolutely a fail. But roll for damage
Unless
for the
I
first shot.
Benny it. I'm gonna Benny it with my last Benny here, I think.
That's an option.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do it. We're gonna. Fuck. Well, we have our good moments, so it's just one.
Hashtag it wasn't a crit fail.
Yeah. And that is an 8.
All right. With another blazing sweep of your Uzi, its magazine nearing its end, you sweep away another pile of krill. Terminus Intergalactic would be proud. All right. I believe it is Ariki's turn.
Wouldn't it be Team Glow Stick, whatever we call them?
I don't believe that you've
Tie-Dye.
come up with a... Or Team Tie-Dye... Oh, that's... I'll allow it.
Oh,
Go ahead,
their
Riki.
name is literally Team Tie-Dye.
Yep, that is their name.
Yeah.
Them or me?
Go ahead. I announce it. I'm following through. Go ahead and take your turn. You both go before the krill. I'm not going to deny you the justice.
I don't think I can see it.
You could still probably move up another couple tiles.
That'd be more than one move. Because I already moved 6 to get there.
If you want, you can do an athletics check to do trying a roll check. Or, excuse me, a run check. Alright, basic success. Go ahead and roll your pace.
Alright, where's the... Oh, there it is. 1.
The D6 is very unjust today. Alright, I'll say that you could probably see it from there, but it does have half cover.
That worked.
Not that it mattered. Alright, I'm pretty sure cover is like a fucking a minus, or half cover is like -6 to your shooting rolls, but that's success for the race still. Oh lord, he coming.
I re-roll again?
Say again?
I said Oh, never mind. I saw the thing said re-roll. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Basically, just a reroll damage, just a thing you can just click on for when you want to Benny really bad damage rolls. Alright, with a last resounding shot from your 22 revolver, Ariki, you completely and utterly obliterate the will and morale of the majority of the krill as they scatter to the winds. If not killing the few that you hit outright. Would you like to do anything else?
No.
Okay, I guess I'll have Team Tie-Dye take their actions. They're all gonna collectively gawk at the giant festoon pile of broodmother queens, and well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Flamethrower. Uh-oh. That's a critical fail.
Oh, no. That means something bad happens.
Yep, the worst possible thing happens. The flamethrower does not ignite, and it does not fire.
Yeah, that is legitimately the worst thing to have happen in this situation, I think.
You see Del DeRosa fussing. He's like, oh, come on. Not now. Oh, come on, Henrietta. I'll feed you later.
Burning through the fuel too quickly.
She still has fuel, but it's jammed.
Oh no.
All
That's what you
right.
get for putting jam inside your fuel tank, stupid. Like,
What do you think jellied fucking Promethium is?
I know, that was the joke.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good.
God, they're whiffing it now. They legitimately got spooked by the fucking blob thing.
Don't worry. They have the perfect, absolute plan for this.
They have a grenade, don't they?
No. Cliff is going to look at Plem. And he's going to roll battle.
Oh, he's doing the thing. I know exactly what he's doing.
He points at you. Hey, new guy. Get him. You have enough +1 to your shooting rolls.
Oh!
For until the next turn is over.
You don't realize what gift you've given me.
All right. Top of the round.
I better get to go. Hey, you wanna know what just fucking happened?
Let me guess, you rolled a joker? All right. Everyone in the group gets a +2 to all your actions and damage for the remainder of the action economy. And you and Irie both get pennies.
I don't think you realize the pain I'm about to cause.
All right, so Plem is sitting at a, calm, robust +5 to his shooting rolls.
Is that actually the fucking bonus I'm just getting casually right now?
+2 from shotgun, +2 from joker, +1 from battle.
Alright, so here's what we're going to start the turn off with. We're going to start off with a reload on the shotgun.
All right, unlucky, but it had to be done.
Yeah.
All right,
fine.
you're now sitting at a +3.
Yeah, it should be a +3 for both. So here's what we're going to do. Fucking Plum's gonna bring both barrels to bear. He's gonna step around the corner. And just real quick before he takes any further steps, I would just want to be able to see what's all in the darkness here.
Sure.
Because in the event that there's 2 of these blobs, I don't want to just continue walking forward. I'm assuming there's only the one, but... Oh, excellent! He's gonna fucking walk into the breach. We're gonna start off with the absolute whammy that is the double barrel, and we're firing both barrels. We're gonna follow it up with the shooting of the Uzi. And we're going to light this motherfucker up like he was the dude in the van. We're pulling the signature move, also known as dump mags. So first up with the shotgun. I can't see what happened, but I think that's a 4. Yeah, that's a 4. I was hoping for something higher, but alright.
Yep, that is a basic success on both of your rolls. However, that's Snake Eyes. That is a critical fail.
I'm using my Benny to re-roll that bitch. Fuck that. I didn't get all these bonuses just to get fucking Snake Eyes. There we go. How's that?
That is success with a raise on the wild die.
He's getting all these fucking barrels, and it's also the +4 because I'm firing both barrels.
Correct. You have +4 to damage.
Actually, I don't know how to change that in the little damage thing here. Screw it. You know what?
I'll account for it.
So +4 on top of that.
Okay, so 12 + 2. Alright, 14. This creature is going to roll to soak.
It is going to eat ass.
This creature has failed to soak. So, he's going to roll. Wait, can you do one soak roll or multiple soak rolls? I'm trying to remember. I think it's multiple.
Is that your?
He's gonna roll to soak again.
He's going to eat ass.
He's going to roll to soak again.
Go fuck yourself.
He's going to roll
eat
to
ass.
soak again.
He's going to eat ass is what he's going to do.
You know what? That just seems like an eat ass kind of day.
Yes, he's going to eat ass.
All right, not even the egregious, obnoxious power of 4 bennies could save him. So what he's going to do is he's going to roll to soak.
He's. I'm guessing he's using a secondary action. No, that son of a bitch.
I'm kidding. I'm not using wildcard bennies for that. He doesn't get that roll.
Okay, I was about to say, you son of a bitch.
All right, let's see. So this thing has a toughness of 8. So you dealt
14.
14 damage. You dealt just enough damage to deal 2 wounds. Which, yeah. Clem.
Is it dead already? Do I even need to shoot the Uzi at it?
Clem. You waltz up like the fucking T-1000 Terminator. You roll the shotgun in your hands as you reload it. And I'll allow you a one-liner before most of these krill just literally scatter into pink mist.
Should have killed yourself when you had the chance.
Caleb. Fuck you,
Hey.
everybody.
I thought you were about to say, one more time, don't say that shit.
Oh, hold on. I didn't mean to give that one. That was supposed to go to fucking the reset.
Can I use the Benny to reroll my one?
Go ahead.
No, I'm keeping that
The
one. That
one-liner
one's
is
canon.
fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, that's great. Oh. Today was a good day, despite the shitty bits that happened. Today was a good day.
All right.
I got to tell a pile of krill to krill themselves.
You find yourself in now the abject quiet of some strange ransacked room, now festooned not only with what looks like random organic material festooned about some of the component parts, but what looks like packaged grains and meal and other assorted instant dinners. What can only assume to be the diet of these creatures.
So the very first thing we're doing is we are breaking the quiet by ejecting the 2 spent shells from the double barrel shotgun and reloading the next 2. So it's just dead quiet. All here is.
Well, that was a hell of a fight. Good job, newbie. You two, Ariki?
No problem. Anybody hurt?
I think Delderosa's pride. Oh, fuck off, Cliff. You hear her mutter in response, as she's basically wiping the corpses of krill off of her uniform.
Certainly not what I expected to be lurking down here. I expected more so of the humanoid type, but I would not be a good model if I wasn't capable of dealing with any kind of threat, both humanoid and non.
Yeah, it's pretty peculiar. All these krill are supposed to be in the gosh dang fish farm, but these ones look like they've been, I don't know, mutated. They're a lot bigger than they're supposed to be.
Well, given the militiamen's own mutations, perhaps they're tied together.
And from the back, you hear Thomas go, "How dare you? I naturally look this good."
Perhaps it is the malicious food supply that is now in pieces across the floor.
That or he starts turning over the occasional box with his foot and just like sifting through the grains and the brown sugars and all this other assorted mess. Looks like it's kind of from all over, just bags of grain. Looks like this is coming from some one of the larders.
Somebody's feeding them.
Yeah, feeding them, making them bigger, putting them where they're not supposed to be. Almost like someone doesn't want this place to be found.
Well, we found it. And now, we're going to find whoever was feeding them. Simple as that.
Alright, would either of you like to have a closer examination of this room, or are you content with this as just a festooned pile of grains and other assorted baggage with plus additional added krill corpses?
Well, given Plem is cautious by nature, the first thing is we're going to make sure there's not like any eggs hidden around inside the food or anything. Because there was a lot in here. There's a possibility they were breeding. So we're going to go around, kind of do a check to make sure there's no eggs left behind that could end up hatching while we're still clearing out the rest of this place, looking for this Malik.
Well, I'm not sure if you see it, but I'm going to give this to you without a roll. You can probably kind of plainly see all these like little like hives or cocoons or whatever these things in particular are. They kind of infest a little bit everywhere around this the whole of this particular room, storage closet, whatever this place is.
Okay. Well, once your flamethrower is up and working, and we're done clearing this room for any other hints as to where our actual perpetrators could be, I'd recommend torching it. That's a lot of eggs, a lot of little nests and hives there. That
Instantly, Del Derosa's hand goes up. Second.
Second to what? You'd be the first one to use the flamethrower.
She kind of wilts a little bit. The motion?
Oh! I agree. Yes.
I'll go in and take a look. Just for non-bug stuff.
Sure, both of you give me a notice check.
That is a 5.
Beats my 4.
Not really. It's a basic success for both of you. I'll just roll notice for this group. Well, unfortunately, they don't get that success with the raise because I was rolling as a group. The two of you pile through the bags of grains and foodstuffs, and it's all fairly disorderly and easy to comb through, but nothing of particular interest catches your eye until Clem and Ariki, when you're both essentially converging on what looks like a small pile of nests, you both happen across what looks like a laptop computer, essentially the little desk orb, or the little desk bauble up here. It's decidedly of ancient design, but it seems like it could still work.
Clem, are you
Hello?
adverse to electronics?
I am electronic.
Then perhaps you can communicate with that.
Well, I'll certainly give it a try. I'm a little bit rusty, per se, on the old interfacing with, shall I say, outdated systems, but we'll see what I can gather from it.
Yes, electronics and I don't get along.
So both of you hear the flamethrower going off behind you.
They're torching some of the eggs, I'm assuming.
You can assume all you want, you're still looking at the laptop.
Perhaps you should
Fair.
take it outside.
Yes, let's do that. I'm assuming it's a portable laptop, right? Not like something plugged into a wall or anything.
It is currently plugged into a plug in the wall. However, it can be disassembled with some small work and a little bit of work and a wrench. Or not a wrench, a screwdriver.
Yeah. Do your check quick then.
Yeah, we'll check over the computer quick. What would I be using? I'm assuming either hacking or...
You don't need a check for this. It'll just take you a little bit of time to fish out a screwdriver. Assuming you have one.
I don't actually think I do have a screwdriver.
Well, then this is going to be an improvised repair check.
They did not give me a lot of stuff. Alright. So, improvised, which means it's at a minus something, right?
You're doing this without the proper tools, so I'll say you're doing this at a -2.
Well, luckily, I have a Benny for that bullshit.
You sure do.
Do it again. Fuck. Well, I definitely need tools. That's going to have to be my first thing I purchase with the subcontracting money.
Well, you pry, you scrape, you even break out a crowbar at one point, but after you hear a decided of some of what sounds like either the circuit board or the metallic or plasticky frame or whatever alloy this is made out of start to give way, you think better of it. You haven't broken it, but you think that further conjuring around with this thing that is met with failure could have undesirable results. It still works if you want to start looking through it.
Yeah. Would that be just a notice check, or do I have to hack into it?
Well, you've already made your notice check for the scene, so if you want to look through it, go ahead and just tell me what you're trying to find on this laptop.
First thing would be any obviously, like, if we have any documents that are clearly plans of anything, that'd be smart. On top of that, well, I guess this ties into plans, but locations of hideouts, and then any contact information or, like, basically info on people, info on locations, basically the who, the where, and the what, I guess. The who, the where, and the where. There you go.
The closest I can give you is that you find a schedule for food deliveries to an unspecified location in a text document.
So it's just not, so the location's not given, it's just saying delivering to point A kind of thing?
Yep, it tells you the what and the where it came from, but not where it's going. It's just like 30 pounds of wheat foodstuffs, or 6 pounds of flour, or 16 boxes of Huios.
All grains. That's interesting. Where is it coming from? Because that could at least be a point to check into.
It's coming from a mixture of direct purchase from the nearby orbital farmstead and one of the accompanying larders.
Okay. And do we have a date/time attached to these purchases?
These purchases march back from approximately half a month ago to now, roughly.
We will take note. He'll bust down his phone, and I'm assuming the phone probably has like a little notepad app or something on it. He'll use it to jot down the info for the most recent ones, probably like the past week, because that should be... The idea is, if we need to, we can go to those sellers, ask them about these specific purchases, and since it's fresher on their minds, perhaps they'll know something about the person, or maybe have some extra info on where's it going. Is there any other files that stand out particularly? Any plans for animals, any strange correspondences or messages sent out from device, anything like that?
One particular thing does stand out. Do you use the equivalent of the internet search browser on this computer?
Okay.
I'm asking if you do, not are you doing it.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed Gmail would have its own future variant, which you'd access through browser, but...
Not that would work on this space station. They have equivalents, but it will never be quite the same because there's no physical or real mechanical way that they can transmit signals the egregious distance in any way, shape, or form that would be, tenable to people receiving them in a way that could be considered orderly. Most of the long distance actual like communications and trade is done honestly mostly by freighter and courier. And while there are equivalents, there's like a search engine called ASCII. It isn't necessarily the same as like the trademark Google or anything. They haven't gotten their claws in this particular place, and you would essentially be using ASCII's database to look up information. That said, when you essentially open up ASCII, assuming you do, you would find a strange number of queries relating to fish food and fish interests and ways to damage fish.
Ways to damage fish food. They have a series of grains. Are grain-based foods bad for fish to eat? Is that a thing?
Give me a common knowledge check. Oh.
I have no fucking clue, because that is double snake eyes.
That sure is. Like, you have no idea what anything like related to this fish stuff is. That maybe it's the krill. Maybe they're trying to figure out how to kill the krill that they're raising.
Maybe they got out of control. That would explain why there's so many of them, but not a single person around. Many possibilities.
Even with that common knowledge check, I'll give you this rule. Is like most people probably don't want to live in a sewer.
That's also a fair point. But the thing is, we were literally told that the boss man has a hideout down in the sewer. So, I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
He sure does. He didn't specify where.
That is also fair. But it still doesn't make sense how this much food, particularly because I'm assuming the food looks fresher. Maybe not as fresh as food can be in a sewer, but I'm assuming
you can find more than likely a couple unopened bags. It seems the krill have made their way through just festooning most of the room with it, but you can probably find 1 or 2 bags of foodstuffs that isn't completely and utterly and heinously ruined.
Yeah, so there's definitely someone is bringing them the food. They have questions about fish food. Maybe they just didn't know what krill eat. That could be what it boils down to. But then that leaves the issue of why are they feeding the krill? I mean, I guess they're in
as an
large numbers
addendum,
dangerous,
even with that common knowledge check, none of the food or the queries raised match anything having to do with any of these grains or cereals or all this generalized food stuff that's festooned currently in the room.
Oh, so none of the food stuff that's in the room matches the purchase. Logs.
Right, this is all like assorted like grains that like processed foods for people, not fish.
So they want to kill fish. We know that much. Why they would kill fish, or if grain would kill fish, we don't know.
No,
Hey.
evidently it makes them grow big.
Yes, this does. Unless it's just an effect of the mutation. We have many things to question. And I may have to question Venomman here as well. See if they have any info on this. Because why fish? Do they have fish here? Is that a thing?
You can assume, based upon like the idle chatter of Team Tie-Dye, they have hatcheries, which are essentially like closed off, essentially like fish farms for them to get the pleasantness of the occasional bit of like seafood. But this place is pretty far removed from where you believe that to be.
I think we'll need more information.
I'm gonna have to bail.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this rendition of Cat Fatigue Rodeo. I hope you both enjoy your advancements, especially you, Irie. I know how much you love leveling up in this game, apparently.
Oh, it's fine. I'll do it, a few minutes before next Wednesday's session.
Hell yeah.
Anyhow.
I'm going to have to look into what I want to advance on, because I still want to figure out if there's that fan fire thing for the Uzi. because if there is, then I can do like a fucking spray across a group of people.
If you haven't did an attribute increase yet, your last chance for the novice level is now.
Yes, I've already done it for me. I've already gotten
Okay.
strength boosted. Or no, it'd be at 4. What? Or no, we're hitting 3 now. Yeah, so it would be
This
4.
would be the third episode, yes.
Alrighty, so now I gotta figure out what I want to upgrade.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You survived the terrifying tentacly grasp of Kilimanjaro.
It's time for me to go krill myself. Oh my god, I fucking love that. How it's just like, hey, Plem, get him. Fucking draw the Joker, reload shotgun with malicious intent, basically pulled a Doomslayer, walked around the corner, both barrels, and fucking decimated the queen bee of the fucking krill. And then all of those fucking bennies just to fail to soak over and over and over again. God wanted me to do a one-liner.
Angela just walks around the corner. What is that smell? Oh my god!
Angela's gonna have to get used to every time she walks around a corner, Plem's just completely fucking exploded something against the opposing wall using his shotgun and Uzi.
Good.
Is this gonna happen every time I interact with you? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
The 4 tenets of Terminus Intergalactic. Loyalty to the company, loyalty to the mission, loyalty to those that help you accomplish the mission, and loyalty to making big fucking messes on the wall when you complete your mission.
Yes. Done.
I have accomplished all 4. It's a good day. Alright, y'all have a good night.
Later.
I need to get some sleep before this fucking ACFT tomorrow, so woo!
Game over, yeah!
Yeah! I'm finna blast.